Hello everyone, my name is Pragya and welcome to my channel all about economics. We have studied a lot about your cardinal utility analysis, ordinal utility analysis and something about market also. In today's class we'll be discussing about law of demand. So we'll begin with what is demand, right? Okay, so let us basically first understand what are needs, wants and desires. Needs are something which we have to consume for the survival, like salt, like water. These are the basic needs of us, right? Then comes the wants. Above the needs there are some things which we purchase from the market because we want them. These are the products, like we know TV, and there is refrigerator, then there is car, which we wanted above the basic needs, but that is like something we want to purchase. Then comes the desires, which are extraordinary items which we cannot afford, like if you want to purchase a Mercedes, right? So what demand is basically that consumer is able to and willing to purchase. Like there are some products which we can afford, which we have the ability to purchase, and some are products which we are willing to purchase. For example, like there are so many products in the market. Like if you want to purchase a soap, you go to the market and you see that there are so many options available, but you don't want to purchase every one of it, yet your bill is allowed, like your pocket is allowing you to purchase it, but you are not willing to purchase it all. So one thing is ability, that you have that money, you have that purchasing power to buy it, and second one is your willingness to buy it, right? So for example, let's take another example also, that if you want to purchase a luxurious car, but you don't have that ability, you want to purchase, you have that willingness but you don't have the ability. So what is demand? Demand is that you want to purchase it, you are willing to purchase it, and you have the ability to purchase it at the different prices of the market. So when there are so many prices in the market, time according to the time the price changes, and what is your demand to that, what quantity you want to purchase and you are willing to purchase and you are able to purchase in those prices is called demand. Second thing is, what is demand and what is quantity demanded? Demand is basically the combination of all the price and quantity demanded that a consumer is able and willing to purchase. Quantity demanded is basically at what price you want to purchase the product. For example, at price 2, the quantity demanded in the market is 10 units. So the thing is, quantity demanded is based on one price. But when we are talking about demand is basically the combination of all the prices and the quantity demanded. For example, at rupees 2, 10 units are purchased. Then at rupees 4, that units are purchased 8, right? So there are so many combinations. So we are talking about all the combinations of price and quantity demanded when we are talking about demand. Now let's talk about the determinants of demand. So what factors affect demand? First factor is price of own good. So basically the price of that good we want to purchase affects the demand. If the price is more, we want to purchase less. If the price is less, we want to purchase more. Second one is price of related goods. Related goods means the good is related to our good. For example, if we want to purchase a material like soap in the market, then if we are going for Dove, then there is some other substitutes market in available in the market, like Lux, like any other, like Lifebuoy, right? So these are called substitute goods. So if the price of the substitute good is less, the consumer is attracted to that product and the demand is less for our product. And if the price of the substitute good is more, the consumer is attracted to the our good, which is comparatively cheaper in the market. What are complementary goods? Complementary goods are the goods which complement our product. Basically, it completes our product. For example, car and petrol. So if we want to purchase car, you'll see that when the petrol prices are less, the demand for the car is high. So these are the products which affect our demand. Then is income of the consumer. More the income, more the demand, and less the income, less the demand. Then comes taste and preferences. So there are some somewhere like social media trends. Then if it's a favorable trend, then the demand increases, and if it is not favorable trend, then the demand decreases. Then comes future expectations regarding price. Future expectations regarding price means that if as a consumer I expect that the price of this product will be lesser tomorrow, then I will not be purchasing the product today. I will be postponing my purchase to tomorrow because tomorrow is the less price. So this is future expectations regarding price. Then comes the weather conditions. So if for example, if there is favorable weather, like if there is rainy weather, then the demand for the umbrella increases, and in other seasons it decreases. So these are weather conditions. Then is government policies. For example, government has the tax system and they are taxing more to us. So if the income tax is more, then our disposable income is less, so we demand less. Next one is size of population. So if there is more population, there is more demand in the market. If there is less population, there is less demand in the market. And the last one is income and wealth distribution. So if income is comparatively equal in the economy, then the demand for basic goods are more. And if income gap is much, then there is sections like richer people, poor people, middle class people, and there are so many goods that are demanded in the market, and the demand varies according to the percentage of people in different categories. So these are all the determinants of demand. Now let's come to the topic law of demand. So out of all these determinants, when we focus on the first one, that is price of own good, we come to law of demand. The law of demand says that other all the factors when are constant, then we observe that when the price of the good increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and when the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. That is basically inverse relationship exists between price and quantity demanded. You will focus on this, that I am talking about when price increases and demand decreases, and not the vice versa situation. Like I am not talking about what is happening to price when the demand is changing. So demand is increasing, price is decreasing. That is not the case here. We are taking the case of what price is impacting the demand. So price is an independent variable and demand is the dependent variable. Demand is impacted by the change in price. So this is what law of demand states. It states that price and quantity demanded have an inverse relationship, and other all factors when are constant, when the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases, and when the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. Now let's understand this through the demand schedule and demand curve. Demand schedule is basically the tabular representation of the combinations of price and quantity demanded. It is a table showing different combinations of price and quantity demanded. So here we are taking that there is a commodity apple and the price in the market is increasing. So when the price is increasing, we understand that the quantity demanded will decrease. So this table is showing that the when price is 2, quantity demanded is 6 units. When the price has increased to 3, quantity demanded has been decreasing to 4 units, and so on. So there is at 2 price quantity demanded is 6, 3 price quantity demanded is 4, 4 price quantity demanded is 3, 5 price quantity demanded is 2 units, and at price 6 quantity demanded is 1 unit. Now let's plot these points on the curve. So we are taking x-axis, y-axis. On x-axis we are taking quantity demanded, and on y-axis we are taking the price. Now let's plot the points one by one. So first of all we'll plot the point 2 and 6. At price 2, quantity demanded is 6 units. So we'll see that at the price axis, like at y axis, the price is 2, which is in the from the lower section 1 and then 2, and then the quantity demanded is 6 units, which is to the extreme right of the x axis, right? So at 2, quantity demanded is 6, then at 3, quantity demanded is 4, then at 4, quantity demanded is 3, at 5, quantity demanded is 2, and at 6, quantity demanded is 1. Firstly, we'll plot the points and then we'll make a straight line covering all the points. Then we'll observe that there is the downward sloping curve in when we are joining all these points. This downward sloping curve basically reflects the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, and it proves us that when the price is increasing, the quantity demanded is decreasing. So it is basically showing the inverse relationship of price and quantity demanded in a curve, and it is a downward sloping curve. Now let's talk about the features of law of demand. First one is inverse relationship. So we have already talked about this in the definition also, that there exists an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. When the price increases, the quantity demanded decreases. When the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases. Second one is price is an independent variable and demand is dependent variable. So we know that in this law of demand, we are only covering one-sided relationship where price is impacting the demand. So price is an independent variable. Independent variable means that it is not dependent on anybody and it is changing itself. And demand is a dependent variable and it is dependent on the prices. So demand is changing when the price is changing in the market. Third one is other factors remaining constant. Basically, we are saying that determinants of demand other than price of own goods are constant when we are taking law of demand. So the other determinants we were talking about, price of related goods, income, weather conditions, future expectation, these all are assumed to be constant here. Other factors are constant here. Next one is that it tells direction and not degree of change. So in all law of demand, we are already talking about when price is increasing, quantity demanded is decreasing. But what is the proportion? What is the degree? What is the percentage? If the price is increasing by 50%, the quantity demanded is decreasing by 50% or 30% or 100%. We are not covering that thing. We are only telling that if the price is increasing, quantity demanded is decreasing. So it is telling the direction and not the degree. And the last one is related with time. So it is a time based concept. Over the time, price is changing, and when price is changing, demand is reacting to the price change. So it is a time based concept. Now let's talk about the assumptions. So assumptions which we are assuming when we are stating the law of demand. First one is rational consumer. What is rational consumer? Rational consumer is the practical consumer which takes decisions according to their budget, according to the practical scenario, and that are not influenced by what societal trends are, what their friends are purchasing, and they're not getting influenced by anything else. So these are called rational consumers. So firstly, we are assuming that the consumer is rational. Second one, what we are taking is the other determinants of demand are constant. So that is what it is listed here: price of related goods, income, government policy, weather conditions, taste and preferences, future expectations, population, income, and wealth distribution all are constant, that there is no change in any of the other determinants other than the price of own good. Now let's take the exceptions of law of demand, the last topic for our video. So first one is given goods. What are given goods? It is basically a category of inferior goods. Inferior goods are goods which we purchase because we cannot afford the normal good. So these are the low income goods which we purchase because we don't have the purchasing power to purchase the normal goods. So inferior goods make there's category if giffen goods. Giffen goods are the low income good that particular in a particular situation the people purchase which are below poverty line. For example, it was basically a situation where in a war the people who were not able to purchase the goods had the choice of purchasing between suppose wheat and another product like meat. So these are the two basic products, and if the price of one of the goods suppose increased, right? So what law of demand states that if the price is increased, the quantity demanded must be decreasing. But in this case what will happen is if the price is increasing, the poor person decide cannot basically afford another product because the price has been increased. So he puts up all his income in one product only, so that at least he gets sufficient quantity to have it, to consume it. So giffen goods is the case of what poor people in that war or emergency time had option of only two goods which they have to consume for their basic needs, and if the price has increased, their demand doesn't decrease, in fact it increases, because they do not have other option, they just take it all of it so that they have something to consume. This is the case of giffen good. Second one is luxury goods. Luxury goods are the goods where when the price increases the people basically demand more, because these are something we can say status symbol goods. Like we talk about gold, right? We talk about artistic painting, so we purchase it because it is basically a luxury good, and if the price is increasing we are taking it as status symbol and we are demanding more. Third one is addictive goods. So the people who are addicted to some goods like alcohol, like cigarettes, then they actually purchase it more and more, and even if the price increases, because they are habitual of it, they can't resist and purchases it. So the law of demand doesn't apply here also. Fourth one is consumer psychology. So some people have that mindset that if a product is of lower price, the quality is not good and that the product can be defective, or if it's offered in sale in lower prices, it is said that the product was not sold, the product was defective and therefore it is sold in lower prices. So because of this psychology, even when the prices are low, the demand doesn't get increased. Fifth one is commodities of special brands. So there are some products, some brands that are very popular in the market and people just want to purchase it. For example, Apple products, Tata products, right? These are the products that people want to purchase. So the law of demand doesn't apply here. Next one is war or emergency. During war or emergency, we just want to procure more and more items for the survival, and even if the prices are high in the market, we purchase it. So law of demand doesn't apply here also. And the last part is small part of total expenditure. So these are some basic goods which are so cheaper and so lower in the so low part of our total expenditure that we doesn't bother if the price is even double. So for example, you can take a toffee or you can take a postcard, right? So if the postcard stamp is of rupees 2 or rupees 5, even if it increases to 7 or 8, it is just so lower amount that the demand doesn't change. So the small part of total expenditure also, the law of demand doesn't apply. With this, the topic wraps. I hope you liked the video. If you have liked it, please do like and subscribe the video, and thank you.